Hey, BookTube Sean here, and today I want to do kind of a mid-year, even though it's a bit past the mid-year point, check-in on the 2018 Read Harder challenge. Um, in this challenge, there's 24 prompts, and so at the half year point, I should have had 12 books read, and I think I do have 12 books read. So I'm right on track with this. I'm going to fall a little bit behind this month because I don't think I'm going to get anything read that fit the challenges this month. But I you're going to hear my cat yelling right now because I am in the office with the door shut, and my wife is in the shower with the door shut, and he does not like that. If you saw my Q&A video, if that went up first, you hear me talk about the same thing because this is the same recording session. I finished 12 challenges of the 24, or 12 prompts of the 24 prompts. So I'm going to go through the ones that I have finished and then the ones that I still have left to go. So I have, well, let's actually, you know what? I'm just going to go 1 through 24 and tell you if I've completed the prompt or not. So the first prompt is a book published posthumously, and what I had marked in my TBR video that I was going to read for that was A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole, and I have not completed that prompt yet. True Crime is the second prompt, and I have completed that prompt, and for it I read I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. And I'm going to pause here for a second because what I didn't say that my cat interrupted me on and interrupted my flow was from the TBR video, some of the books have changed because I wasn't actively reading books for this, but a lot of the books I read, I realized I could fit in. So that is how I managed to get to the halfway point at the halfway mark of the year. So, okay, back into it. Number 3, a classic of genre fiction, i.e. mystery, sci-fi, fantasy, romance. For that, I have marked in The Elementals by Michael McDowell, which I read. So I have completed that prompt. Number 4, a comic written and illustrated by the same person. I've completed that prompt. Big Mushy Happy Lump by Sarah Anderson. A book set in and about one of the 5 BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, or South Africa. I have not completed that challenge. I am currently reading a book for it, though. I'm just reading it very slowly. It's The Czar of Love and Techno by Anthony Mara. Number 6, a book about nature. And I have not completed that prompt. I still think I'm going to read Lab Girl for that by Hope Jarin. But if anybody's got any suggestions of other books that would fit that prompt, I'm definitely open to those. So let me know in the comments if there is another book you might suggest for a book about nature. Number 7, a Western. I have not completed that prompt yet, so I still have The Sisters Brothers by Patrick DeWitt marked in for that. 8, a comic written or illustrated by a person of color. I have completed that prompt. For that, I read Black Panther Volume 1 by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Number 9, a book of colonial or post-colonial literature. I have not completed that prompt. I have marked in for that The Poisonwood Bible by Barbara Kingsolver. I think I do still plan to read that book for that prompt. I have read about 50 pages of the book, but haven't gotten back to it. A romance novel by or about a person of color. I have not completed that prompt yet. That'll probably be one of the last ones I complete. And I'm still planning on reading An Extraordinary Union by Alyssa Cole for that. Number 11, a children's classic published before 1980. I have completed that prompt. For it, I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, which was a reread for me. I read that as a kid. Number 12, a celebrity memoir. I have not completed that prompt yet. I do have a book in process for it. I don't remember what I originally put in the TBR for that. I don't remember. But for it, I am now reading Crash Test Girl by Carrie Byron. An Oprah Book Club selection. I have completed this prompt, and for it, I read Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. That was the first book I started at the top of the year. On January 1st, I started that. That was a buddy read with Robin at the Driftless Reader. 14, A Book of Social Science. I was going to read Another Day in the Death of America for that. And I talked about this a little bit in my library haul video. And again, I don't know what order videos are going up in, so you may or may not have seen that video yet. But I talked about how I do struggle a little bit reading books that that too closely resemble our current political climate and things that are going on. I do own the book. I do still plan to read it, but I did end up reading one that very closely has to do with our current political climate. But it was an audiobook I listened to, and it was When They Call You a Terrorist, a Black Lives Matter memoir by Patrice Khan-Coolers and Asha Bandel. 15, a one-sitting book. For that, I read Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin, translated by Megan McDowell. I did that on audio, and I listened to it all in one sitting. The first book in a new to you YA or middle grade series. I have not completed this prompt yet. I originally had on there I think it's Warcross by Marie Lu. No, it was Renegade by Marie Lu that I had on there. But I have changed that to Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, because I think I'm going to get to that one before I get to Renegade. 17, a sci-fi novel with a female protagonist by a female author. I have completed that prompt, and it is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. 18, a comic that isn't published by Marvel, DC, or Image. I have completed that prompt. Lock and Key by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez, and I forget the imprint that is published on off the top of my head right now, but it is not Marshall, DC, or Image. I want to say it's Vertigo. I'm not positive though. A book of genre fiction in translation. I have completed that prompt. I didn't care for the book, but I have completed the prompt, which was Audition by Ryu Murakami, which is technically a horror book. 20, a book with a cover you hate, which in my TBR video, I showed the cover that I got of Radio Girls by Sarah Jane Stratford versus the cover that I wanted of Radio Girls by Sarah Jane Stratford. So that is the book I chose for that. I have not read that yet, but I'm not happy with the cover that I ended up with for that book. It's not the cover that I thought I ordered. 21, a mystery by a person of color or LGBTQ plus author, and for that I read Devil in the Blue Dress, which is the first Easy Rollins mystery by Walter Mosley, who is an author of color. 22, an essay anthology, and for that I have not completed that prompt yet, but I still plan, I think, to do The Partly Cloudy Patriot by Sarah Vowell. I've read the first couple in it, so I do kind of have it in progress. 23, a book with a female protagonist over the age of 60. Again, I have not completed this prompt yet, so I still plan on reading Lillian Boxfish Takes a Walk by Kathleen Rooney. And for 24, an assigned book you hated or never finished. I have not completed this prompt. Again, this will probably be one of the last prompts I complete because I'm not exactly looking forward to it, but if I want to complete this, I'm going to need to do it. But for that, I have marked in The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, which I did not finish reading in high school because I was not enjoying it. So obviously I missed some grades there, but I don't think I was able to BS my way through it, actually. So actually, I think I successfully BS'd my way through that one. But yeah, I didn't care for it, and I didn't end up finish reading it. But anyway, that's it. That's the 24 prompts and what I have completed and what I read for them and what I maybe still plan to read for the remaining 12. Let me know in the comments if you have any other suggestions for the categories that I have not completed. Again, those categories are a book published posthumously, a book set in about the 5 BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, or South Africa, though I am pretty set on the book of Czar in Love and Techno for that. a book about nature, a Western, a book of colonial or post-colonial literature, a romance novel by or about a person of color, a celebrity memoir, but again, I'm pretty set on Crash Test Girl on that one. First book in a new to you YA or middle grade series I have not completed. A book with a cover you hate. Essay anthology. A book with a female protagonist over the age of 60, or an assigned book you hated or never finished. So if you've got any other suggestions for those categories, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll take a look at them. Because I'm a mood reader, and if I start a book and it's not hitting my mood right then I tend to put it down. So maybe something you suggest will strike my mood better than what I have chosen. So anyway, also let me know if you're doing the Read Harder challenge from Book Riot, where you're at with it. I know somebody commented on my TBR video just recently that they're just now starting the Read Harder challenge. So if you want to start it, I think it's a Game of Tomes. That channel, they commented that they're starting it, the Read Harder challenge right now. So it's not too late to get into it. So if it sounds like something you'd be interested in doing, let me know. Let me know that too, or what you might pick for those categories, even if you're not doing the challenge. I just like talking to you guys in the comments. So any way I can get you guys to comment and communicate and become bookish friends, I want to do that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you to all my subscribers. I really appreciate every single one of you. If this is your first video watching of my channel, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you stick around. Hit the subscribe button so you know when I post new content, and I will see you all in the next video.